Major Mohammed Ali Shah, who's joining us on the broadcast on this particular story. So now we're learning that, of course, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari are at the location to inaugurate this emergency landing field. Like we were discussing, how do you think that this can increase the vigilance of the Indian Army?
See, the National Highway 925, the Kandhar Bhaskar section and Palmer, is on the border. So it will improve connectivity, and whenever an aircraft has any trouble, it's a 3-kilometer long stretch. Apart from that, it will have 3 helipads as well. It has a lot of facilities. Of course, the inauguration is going to be happening there. So this, see, our Union Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, had also inaugurated 48 bridges by the BRO a few months earlier. So we are only equipping ourselves in terms of not only just equipment but infrastructure as well. Not only modernization of weapons, technology, of training our soldiers, but in terms of the administrative basis as well. So it's a very, very good sign, and it certainly is going to improve a lot of connectivity, and the enemy has got wind, and in fact, they would be hearing us, of course. So enemy has a lot to fear from us, because we are very well equipped in terms of infrastructure and everything. So it's a very, very, and I commend the Indian Air Force and I compliment them for having inducted this emergency landing facility to their base.
Right, and could you tell us more about this particular landing field? Help us understand the importance of such a location.
Sure. See, apart from the helipad strip, the 3 helipad strips, which is of size 100 into 30 meters, which has been constructed in Kundanpura, Singhania, and Bakhasar villages in this project. Now, these are very, very strategic locations according to the requirements of the Air Force and the Indian Army together. Because no war can be won in, single-handedly. The Battle of 1971, the Longewala battle, proved that it was the Army and along with the air support of the Air Force. So similarly, this emergency landing strip, this in fact airbase I would call it, it has got a lot of, without getting into much of technicality, which so that our audiences understand it in a very basic form. Supposing we are going out for a drive, and we are driving from a point A to point B, say from Delhi to say Udaipur for that matter, and we need to have some refueling done, we need to stop over for a break. There are times when we want to, in a very simple language I'm putting it, we sometimes need to get off to take a biological break during a drive. Similarly, exactly same way, this airbase is going to serve that purpose for people in the Air Force. So I hope that makes it very, very clear to even a person who may not understand the technical aspects, that the dimension, that 100 into 30 meters and all that. I don't want to get into those technical aspects, because even a simple common man should be able to understand. So I hope that makes it clear.
Major Mohammed Ali Shah, who's still with us. So now this is the first time that a national highway is being used for emergency landing, right? What are the advantages of using a national highway, and why are they doing that right now?
Because firstly, a national highway, apart from the airstrip, it can be used by the army as well very easily. It's accessible to the army as well. So air warfare, land warfare. Now this is a facility which is part of the newly developed 2-lane paved shoulder of Gagriya Bhaskar and Satta Gandhar section, having a total length of 196.97 kilometers, and has cost us a total of 765.52 crores under the Bharatmala Prayojana. Now, also several fighter jets also had landed there before the inauguration. So the advantages of it being on the national highway is because, of course, the forces on land and in the air is accessible, and of course it is connecting, the connectivity increases in a much better way.
Right, and of course this particular emergency landing field, right, it was constructed just in 19 months. Now, is this an extraordinary feat, or is that just a regular amount of time that it would take to construct an emergency landing field?
No, it's an extraordinary feat, and in fact the whole project was fast track, right? From Parmar to Jalore districts, the connectivity would be improved, and this is because it definitely was fast track and a normal pace. We have seen, okay, I'll give you a small example. We have seen a normal flyover in your own city. You have literally grown from a child, you become You go to school, college, and you start working, and you see that flyover is still being constructed, the road is still being constructed, the project is still on its way. Here, fast track took. So it just goes to prove and show the efficiency of our forces. If they want to, when the forces get on to do something, they can do it in the best efficient manner and the most fast track way possible.
Of course. So it's an ongoing process, and as Major Shah was telling you, it's an extraordinary development because it is not only the simple road construction RP.